Liberty Nation Radio, syndicated from coast to coast on the Radio America Network. And a special welcome this week to the good people listening on WEBJ 1240 AM in Brewton, Alabama, fairly near Mobile and Pensacola. Brewton ranked as one of the 100 best small towns in America. Thanks for jumping on board. And by the way, tell 10 friends. So where do we go from here in the Robert Mueller special counsel investigation? How and when will it end? The left is convinced there was a nefarious plot between Trump and the Russians to steal the presidency from Hillary Clinton, with the latest poll showing that over 60% of Democrats and over 40% of voters overall believe something that could hardly be true, that Russians somehow tampered with the actual votes in 2016. This is the cumulative effect of the left's march to discredit Trump's victory with, of course, the aid and comfort of the elite leftist media. On the other side are Trump supporters and most Republicans who believe the whole thing is a crock, that the left refuses to accept a duly elected president because they're sore losers out to get Trump by whatever means present themselves, whether true or not. This week, we saw the screaming headlines about the plea deals offered up to Paul Manafort and Jerome Corsi and Michael Cohen, but at least two of those deals have fallen apart. And the most sober analyst of this whole Mueller investigation has been Alan Dershowitz, longtime liberal constitutional lawyer who's been highly skeptical of the Democrats' efforts to get rid of this president. And he said on Fox News that most of these witnesses who are reportedly ready to spill the goods on Trump have lost credibility.
Mueller is not going to be able to use Manafort because he is a proven liar, and you can't put a liar on the witness stand, just like he's not going to be able to use Corsi. He's not going to be able to use anybody who he got to plead guilty to perjury or lying to an FBI agent. You know, the number of witnesses that he has that are credible are shrinking by the day.
But the Democrats believe the opposite, that they now have Trump cornered, that they can piggyback on Mueller's investigation when they take control of the House next month and subpoena all manner of witnesses anxious to tear down Trump and his presidency. And Dershowitz says Mueller is almost certain to present a circumstantial case that will damage Trump.
Mueller is a smart guy. He has very smart prosecutors. They're going to put together every bit of evidence and create a mosaic which points to the White House, the Oval Office, the president. And if it's not responded to, it could be devastating. That's my point. Mueller is not going to produce a balanced, fair report.
So what is the president to do about the likelihood of a damaging or even damning report from Robert Mueller, even if it doesn't include any allegations of illegal contact by Trump himself? Dershowitz says the Trump legal team needs to fire back hard and quick.
Mueller is not going to produce a neutral report. He's not going to be fair. He's going to produce what he believes is going to be a devastating attack. He's going to put together everything. He's going to use information from Manafort and others without necessarily disclosing that they're liars. And so the president's team has to be ready. And that's why I've suggested that the president's team demand that on the day that the Mueller report is released, that their report is released as well, that the public gets a chance to see both reports.
Well, we know that Dershowitz has provided Trump with legal analysis during this whole process, and it seems the president would be well advised to take Dershowitz's advice on this. Trump could demand that he get Mueller's report in advance and prepare a response which would be released at the same time as the special counsel report, and then leave it to the American people to decide which rings more true to them. Then there's the matter of exactly when Mueller's report will finally be released. With the midterm elections over and the holiday season upon us, many have speculated that a final report is coming soon. On the other hand, this investigation has gone on for 18 months, and keep in mind that historically, The average special counsel investigation has lasted about 3 years, and the independent counsel investigation by Kenneth Starr during the Clinton presidency lasted about 7 years. So even though this investigation has dragged on for month after month, it is not atypical, because these special counsels are given almost endless latitude to investigate whoever they want, whenever they want, and for as long as they want, which is why many have asserted, and rightfully so, that a special or independent counsel is essentially a fourth branch of government, empowered to conduct oversight and investigate the three branches outlined in the Constitution. Given few parameters, special counsels look for crimes, or as some have put it, identify the man, find the crime, instead of finding the crime and identifying the man. It is well beyond time that this special counsel law be changed or abolished. And given both the Ken Starr and Robert Mueller investigations, perhaps once this Mueller probe is concluded, the two parties can agree that the time has come to scrap the law and start all over with new legislation that doesn't give one man or woman the power to investigate and subpoena anyone, anytime, in search of a crime. So what's the deal with Michael Cohen's latest plea deal? Is it trouble for Trump, or just another false positive in the left's endless pursuit of taking down the 45th president? We'll talk it over when we return.
Exhausted by all the fake news? On LibertyNation.com's YouTube channel, facts and fresh, bold analysis are what you get without the leftist spin. Subscribe today to the LibertyNation.com YouTube channel and get our Truth is Making a Comeback, America's Top Stories, with LN Editor-in-Chief Lisa K. Donner, an alternative to the leftist programs on TV. 5 facts, just the facts, ma'am, without the liberal bias. LN Radio, syndicated from coast to coast on the Radio America Network. Listen to all the big names in politics with your host, Tim Donner. LN TV, the right analysis with our Liberty Nation authors from across the globe. The Uprising Podcast, fun and entertaining commentary on what's really going on in the swamp with Scott Cosenza and Tim Donner. All this and more when you subscribe to the LibertyNation.com YouTube channel today, because
Truth
is
is
making
a
comeback.